Live, we're live.
Go live.
Yeah.
Good
We are
morning.
live. Good morning.
I still can't see you guys. When I click on participants, it shows you, but it shows camera being off.
Let me look here. I'm actually going to log in to Facebook on my laptop and mute.
I still can't see you guys.
Hold on.
When I click on...
There we are. Yeah, that's weird. It doesn't show up there either. Hold on one sec. But we can go over what we're doing. Let me hit mute video and unmute video again. See what happens. Weird.
Not working?
See what? Let me join on Blue Jeans on my laptop as well. At least you'll be able to see us on some laptop.
Right?
So anyway, today we're going to be going over Attract.
Yes.
And you'll be able to see mine and Tabitha's face here in about 2 seconds.
We got Tabitha on with us today. Welcome,
Hi.
Tabitha.
Well,
Hopefully you're not camera shy.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
Okay, so. Ooh!
We got Tabitha on with us today.
Let me mute myself.
Please.
I think that's it. Nope.
Now you're both muted. I love this. If anybody has any apprehension in making videos for video blogs, try doing this. That's my suggestion to you, because it's always an interesting thing to deal with technical difficulties. I would shut down Tabitha's computer and I would just leave yours on.
How about now?
I can hear you.
All right, so we're good. I can answer questions. We can. She can drive on hers. So, but there is Miss Tabitha. Everybody can see you now. Hang on.
All right, so Attract. We were talking about this morning. It's really interesting how our customer service meetings on Wednesdays sometimes parallel the specific thing we're going to talk about on Facebook Live. So I'm excited to dive into this. And just for a refresher, for those of you, watching this for the first time, the Attract portion is the top of the funnel in your marketing campaigns for anything that you're doing. So if you have a billboard out there, that's Attract. If you're running pay-per-click ads, that's Attract. If you have radio, television ads, that's Attract. And there's a lot of different ways to attract. And so today, what we want to talk about are really the ways to attract on the internet, because that's what we suggest that our clients do. If you're not doing pay-per-click marketing, you're really making a huge mistake. It's one of the best forms of really marketing to get a return on investment, and be able to do it in a way where you can see that return on investment. It's hard to see the efforts of other marketing campaigns. It's hard to see, what results come from a billboard or what results come from a television ad, unless you have a specific tracker like TeleTracker for the telephone number, or a specific URL that is for that particular ad and campaign. Most agents don't do that, because if they are, they're doing it because they understand that, and they're doing it because they already really have the internet marketing side down. And so, as far as Attract is concerned, what we wanted to talk about are some of the ways that, in fact, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go a little higher level. One of the things I learned really early on in real estate was the only reason to run an ad was to get a prospect to raise their hand. And I'm going to say that again, because it took a minute for me to resonate with that. You can't sell a house over an ad, right? They're not going to go look at the house on the ad, call you up and say, I want to buy it. They're going to call you up and say, I want to look at it. Then they're going to come and look at it. And then they're going to determine if it's for them. And it's very, very small. I forget the percentage of people who buy the first home that they call on, right? Probably a single digit percentage, maybe a half a digit percentage. I don't even know anymore, but it's very slim. So if you think about real estate marketing, as far as top of funnel is concerned, and the Attract portion, again, that's the job of the marketing, is to get the prospect to raise their hand, which is the essence of a top of funnel, right? It's to create an awareness in them, and to create an awareness of your services for them. And so when we talk about Attract, that's really what we're talking about. A lot of times agents think of leads as like an all-encompassing bucket, right? And so if they get a Zillow lead is somebody who has been attracted to Zillow a long time ago. Zillow has done the job of nurturing them. They're delivering that lead to you after the fact, after they've been nurtured, when they're further down the road. Lives. If you think about a sign call or a print call, which these are all legit, those people, again, they're at the bottom of the funnel, right? They're ready to talk to a salesperson. So in attracting a person to raise their, that you can start to begin a relationship with that value so that you earn their business, talk about it again from the perspective of online marketing. And so what I wanted to do is make sure you guys had a clear understanding of the attract portion and the funnels that are in the platform, so that you can see how we attract, what these people are seeing first, and kind of have some action steps if you don't already do this. If you do already do this, it's going to be a good refresher course anyway. And again, all of those other areas of attract should be going into your platform, should be going into your funnels so that you can nurture them long term, create authority, and capture that business when the time is right for the prospect. So Ed, let's start out with the home value funnel, and let's just kind of run through that really quickly.
Can you see my screen?
Yep, got it up. So you're obviously on my site, and this was the only actual Lake of the Ozarks live video I could find, and it's horrible because it's like stormy. I should get a new one. In fact, I will get a new one.
Go ahead and type in an address. What? Let's type in.
No, let's go to seller and go to home values.
Okay.
All right. So when we're driving traffic from pay-per-click, we would run an ad, and this is just kind of again a high-level overview. But the ad would say, find out what home values are in your city, up or down, right? Or home values have changed in your city, right? Depending on the area, the ad will be a little bit different. If it's an image ad, we would actually have some copy there, and the image would have copy on it, and the copy would be strong.
Sorry about that. Trying to
move
your face.
Trying to move my face?
Yeah, you're in the wrong corner over here.
Gotcha. You could just minimize it. All right. So when we drive the traffic, right, they see this ad that says find out what your home is worth, essentially. Okay. So the people who are thinking about what their home is worth are people who are either generally considering a move. Oftentimes, I would say a fraction of the time, maybe 5 or possibly up to 10%, they're thinking about refinancing. But that is dependent on really the mortgage market, the industry. If rates are really low, people are starting to get more of an awareness about that, and so you'll have more of those come through, which are great for a mortgage partner if you have them sharing in the cost of your marketing efforts or your platform. So finding out what your home is worth is, again, important to somebody who's looking to move, thinking about moving, whatever their situation is. And so what they do first is they land on this page or a similar page to this. Go ahead and type in an address. And this is the first step, right? And so they'll type in an address, and from there, we bring them to basically the aerial view of the home. Like, okay, here it is, we got it, right? And then the specifics about the home will get auto pulled in if we have them, which generally we will. The purpose for the request, this is called a situational opt-in, which they're going to tell you, thinking about selling. Most of the time, they're going to say, no, not right now, and just go, no, not right now. It doesn't matter what they say. Let's see, go back to the thinking about some purpose for request. Oh, well, keep going. So what we're doing here is obviously we're showing them data. We're showing them that they're in the right spot. We're showing them that we've got the information that they're after. We're pulling in, obviously, the neighborhood, get updates when properties sell in Cloverdale. That was probably addition, short for addition. Most people, what we found, don't end up filling out this part. It's a small percentage of them. Of the people that go to that page, it's approximately 10 to 12% that will fill out name, email address, and phone number. So for the rest of the people that go there and they fill out the address, right, what we did in the past was we would just not even count that as a lead. We would throw that away. And we would only go after the people that filled this out completely. And by the way, there's a number of different ways besides pay-per-click to get people to this page. I personally used to use postcards. In a postcard campaign, I would mail the same postcard out every single month to the same neighborhood. And the thing that was astounding is if I would send out 1,000, I would get 100 leads. I would always get about a 10% conversion ratio of the amount of postcards. And I'm like, well, how can that happen? Because I'm sending it out to the same neighborhood. Obviously, there will be what's called the law of diminishing returns where you can't do that forever. But people's situations change, and that becomes of more interest to them. And so you think about somebody opening mail over their trash can or looking at a postcard, they throw it away, throw it away, throw it away. Boom, their wife is pregnant, and now all of a sudden they have to think about additional bedrooms. That becomes more interesting to them. They go there. So that being said, the people who didn't fill this part out, we used to just throw away. What we do instead is we run it through a process called Get It Anyway. And so when they fill out their address, it goes into the system as a lead. And then we have relationships with the top data brokers in the country where we run that address through these databases, and it pulls the pertinent information about that homeowner, that person that's lived there, that person that lived there prior or owned it, and maybe it's a rental now, whatever the case is. It's not a perfect system, it's an imperfect system, but what we did find is that the majority of the business that we were able to generate came from those people who didn't finish filling out the form, because we would just call them up, we would have the conversation with them, we would run the 29-day touch plan on them, and go ahead and click the See My Value report.
Okay, there we are.
Okay. So this is what they see when they finish it, if they get through to this part, just so that you know. If they don't, you're going to want to call them up and say, hey, I saw that you were, looking to see what your home is worth, wanted to make sure you got the information you were after. Are you looking to make a move in the next little while, right? Generally, there would be a photo here populated to the right of whoever the lead is assigned to. If you're a solo agent on one of our solo platforms, it would just be you. And that comes from, obviously, the photo that you upload in the back end of the system. Go ahead and toggle through some of those comparable cells. This was a cool feature. You could say, oh, I've been in that house, 3937 West Magnolia. That house is nothing compared to mine. Let's get rid of that one, right? And it'll change the price. So they have some control over it. It's not just like a Zestimate where this is the price and this is all you get. So these are some of the really cool features of Attract. And again, the entire reason for this is just to get the person to raise their hand. It's not to get you a listing, right, immediately. In fact, of all the people that do this, a very small percentage of them are going to be now business. Generally speaking, nationally, it's between 1 to 3%. So out of every 100 leads, you're going to get 1 to 3 listings or buyer listings. You're going to get 1 to 3 deals out of it. And so the fortune is in the follow-up. That's why the platform is set up in the way that it is, so that you can nurture these people. Obviously, it's hard to nurture a seller because there's not a lot of content. We worked on a lot of different things to solve that for you. If you're not aware of those, keep tuning into these Facebook Lives so that we can be sure to give you some examples of that. Ed, or Tabitha, you guys got anything you want to chime in? I'm kind of soapboxing here.
No, actually, I was going to go into the back end and find Joe Cool and augment that data, because they're going to, I mean, if it comes in and they jump ship, it's going to augment for them, but it doesn't augment automatically. So I was going to hit the augment button because that's actually my address. I know what information is going to come through.
Let's do it.
So let's go to, wouldn't mind logging in for me because I don't want to reach over your tab. Go ahead and log in. Wrong mouse. It's all right. There you are. Okay. So that lead should have came through already. So let's go to contacts. And look, there's Joe Cool already. So I know that since I already went through and finished the form, it's going to come across as a 5-star lead because I put all of my information in. If it wasn't, and it was somebody that decided to jump off the form and not complete it will come up as a 4-star or below. So just imagine that this is a 4-star lead, and we want to see what information augments. So it shows here that I registered, but if I hit data augmentation,
And to
it
be
will.
clear, the way that the augmentation works is it runs it through those three databases. It'll return anything we get instantly back fast, but it will continue to search for additional information. And so you can see the provider was White Pages. So that was the first one. That's the quickest one. The other ones run on what's called a cron job. And so I think they run every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something to that effect. So when you come back, it will pull any additional information.
Yeah. And so it'll pull social media. So I've done this before on another lead as an example, and it pulled like Facebook, Gravatar, which I don't even know what Gravatar is. Evidently, I have an account. LinkedIn, everything, and it's even pulled in like my profile pictures, and it's pulled in like on this other lead. I think we might be able to find it. Type in.
No,
Let's
no, no.
see.
Just leave it here. Let's go over this real quick. So
Okay.
the star rating is kind of arbitrary. It's based on whether or not they finished the form or just filled in the address. The cool thing about this is, obviously we put in a bunk name, but now we got the right name, right? So I don't know how many of you have experienced, getting a lead in and they put in the wrong name or wrong data. But when you're calling them, you're talking to the right people because we've got the right information, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. How do you feel about the value range estimate, those type of things?
Well, the
Uh,
value is actually a little bit high. Well, it's not a little bit high. It's about 110. I got it for 105. So that's pretty close.
And for those of
That,
you who are watching this in other areas thinking, what the heck? Real estate is very reasonable in Springfield, Missouri. The cost of
yeah, it
living is
is.
very reasonable. Yeah, it's like one of the top, you know,
And this
most
was two
affordable
years
cost
ago
of
when I
living
got
places
that
in the
home
country.
value, so it may very well be 112.
That I was going to mention that. It probably is. So let's hit refresh. Let's see if anything else comes up.
Nothing else has come up, but
Nothing new.
um,
Well, let's
it'll
circle
show.
back before the end of the live and see.
Say, say again? Yeah, we'll go back.
Oh, you were going to say something then. Try not to.
Oh, I was just going to say that some of the data that's going to pull in is it's going to show the previous owner, the guy I bought it from as well. So if I'm looking at the augmented data, I would just go by if it says owner and current resident, by all means go by that data because like it shows current resident as my wife and me as the owner. So I would say if this data is pretty on and it says current resident and owner, you could probably bet that this is the person that actually put in their information, regardless if it says Joe Cool or not.
Right. And so one of the things that we do when they're in the attract portion, right? The goal is to connect with them. So the goal of attract is to have a conversation with them. Number one, first get them to raise their hand. Number two, have a conversation with them so that you can figure out their motivation and timing, so that you can set a game plan that is realistic and market to them by permission, right? So it's a much more targeted approach. It's not a shotgun approach where you're trying to for example, a billboard, hope that when somebody's thinking about selling, they happen to drive past your billboard. This one is straight to the source. You know that they're thinking about what the value of their home is. You know that is a pretty good indicator that they're thinking about making a move. Now you have their information. Now when you have a conversation with them, you're looking to add value. And so in the attract funnel, the goal is to have a 29-day touch plan, right? That's running, that has one job. That one job is to get them to respond to you so that you can have a conversation with them. Now, there will be a good segment of these people who are low hanging fruit, who say, yes, I want to list right now, right? Yeah, I'm ready to move. I just got job transferred. But a huge chunk of them, the vast majority, are going to be people that need nurtured. 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, right? And so again, how do you nurture them? I was talking to an agent not too long ago, and she had top producer, and she said, it has email drip capability. but I don't use it, and my right-hand person has never used it. I don't really know why. Perhaps it's my fault, but my opinion is the truth is, how do you speak intelligently to somebody in a way that's automated that doesn't make you look foolish? And so with the 29-day perfect follow-up sequence, which is the attract funnel, right? Once they've come in through top of funnel, they're in the attract bucket. That is, again, just to get them to respond to you, that you can figure out their motivation and timing, and then put them on a campaign, a marketing campaign, which is a series of emails and information, which is middle of funnel, that is relevant and positions you as an authority, so that when you get down to the bottom of funnel, when they're in the close portion, you have an appointment set, they already know you, they already like you, they already trust you. And doing this in this way makes it so that when you walk in for the listing appointment, they know who you are. They know what you're about, they know what you're doing, they know why you're there. They feel like they know you, especially if you're using video and the video blog for the nurture sequences. And it just makes the entire process so much easier. You don't have to go in, in hard sell them on your services or on who you are, starting from scratch like you're in a job interview, right? You get to be there and you get to have some authority, and it's having your reputation precede you. So again, this is talking about attract, top of funnel, what the goal of attract is after they come through the top of funnel and raise their hand. That's just for you to contact them. And again, a lot of people, they just use an ISA for that, which is fine. I think that that's excellent. I would definitely recommend making the call as well. But you want to have a campaign running so that there's things that are happening that are consistent in the background for you. And again, we'll talk about that when we go through the other portions of the methodology. So connect, nurture, etc. How much time do we have? You want to run through real quick the on the buy side, the survey, or the quiz? Let's talk about this, because I feel like a lot of times we stay high level on these. I was in a podcast the other day, and Reese was like, "Man, we need to give people actionable items," and he was he just got back from being on the road, and so he's always a little bit short. And it was a pretty raw, gritty podcast. It was the last episode, and so you're gonna want to not this portion. You're gonna want to go to the quiz. Do you know how to get to the quiz? Go to buyer. Go back to the home page.
I can do home search, and that takes me to the buyer quiz, but it's set at.
Well,
is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, go to home search, and if it has the pop, it's just the setting. If it has the, yeah, you want to go to go. Okay, it has the pop, so we're gonna have to direct navigate there real quick. Let me get this from Chance. So
you change the registration.
Yeah, you could change the setting.
I'm just gonna change the setting real quick, and then we'll refresh. Give me a second, guys. Sorry about that.
It's all good. I didn't even know if we'd get through to this far. Here, you can just directly navigate. I already got it.
Did you put it in Blue Jeans chat?
No, I'll just tell you.
Nope. Hold on. Let me go back then. All right. What are we going to put?
So mikeautoteam.com/property/search quiz. So the way the system is set up is you can determine when that opt-in will pop, and mine is hard set to pop immediately. But this is where we drive the traffic through on the buy side. Thanks, Chance. In order to get you buyer leads, right? And so the first thing that they do is type in where they want to be or where they want to commute.
Where you commute most often. Okay, so.
Or an area you'd like to live in.
26, 33.
So if they got a school they want to be around, for example, or an office they want to drive to every day. And the way we set this up is so that it's super mobile friendly, so that they don't have to download an app in order to do this, right? They can just use a scroll bar. My platform is set to Lake of the Ozarks, so it might be why it's scrolly wheel of death. Payment range. So again, this is all made to use with your thumbs. Go ahead and hit next. bedrooms, bathrooms. Well, what's happening as they're going through this is they're getting more vested into looking at the result. So it's just stickier. And then voila, now it'll pop them. And that is a home buyer lead. And so when these people fill out this form, then they save their search, then you have a home buyer lead. And again, a lot of them are just looking right now. There will be the low-hanging fruit that says, yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's go look at some properties. Got to make a move quickly. But you want to have the same kind of methodology. When they come through, you got a couple of choices. When they're in an attract funnel, you can either call them, you can have somebody call them, or you can run automation through campaigns, which are instant contact campaigns, consist of no ring voicemail, emails, and text messages, all designed to do one thing, which is elicit the lead to respond. Yes, this is Mike. Yes, I'm looking to purchase. Yes, whatever it is, so that you now have somebody to follow up with. And again, these tiles are set up so that it's super mobile friendly. The vast majority of our traffic online for home buyer searches is mobile. And so when we redesigned this, we did it so that, again, on a phone, it just looks like a native app. They don't have to think about it. They don't have to download an app. And the reason for that is a lot of times, I don't know about the rest of you, but when I go to download a free app even, I look at the screenshots, I look at the reviews, and half the time I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. So that's how this works, guys. Same concept, same methodology. You want to have them in a funnel after this so that you are talking to them so that you can determine their motivation and timing and how to proceed based on, again, what's best for the prospect. Nobody likes a super hungry salesman, which is why if you notice a lot of these top of funnel things, including the other products that are out there, even national portals, aren't talking about, hey, get in touch with Joe, real estate agent. No, I don't want to talk to that guy right now because I'm just looking, I'm early in the process. And so we just want to be understanding of that and, again, add value so that we can nurture them. 3/4 of these people are going to do business with the first agent they meet. So that's the goal. And the way that I always just tie it up in a nutshell is if you could wave a magic wand in your market and have everybody raise their hand that's looking to buy or sell in the next 3, 6, 12 months, could you make some money with that information? Most agents say, yeah, but then how, right? Because you have to have a follow-up plan, which is why technology is so wonderful today. You can leverage it. Back in the day, for me, it would be I'd take a call, I'd mail them some listings, I'd call them to see if they got the listings, ask them if they wanted to look at any of the listings. If they said no, I'd rinse and repeat, right? And so get rid of that homepage. It's just, it's hideous. It's hurting my eyes, especially with the dark background. Seriously. So that's what we got, guys. That was the high level kind of crash course on Attract as far as it pertains to the platform. Hope we added value to your day. Tomorrow we're going to be going over.
We should probably still stay on Attract, yeah. Are there
No, I
other
try to
ways
keep
to?
it.
Okay,
We
so
can. I try to keep it to 30 minutes, but go.
it'd be Attract then Nurture, right? So we're gonna go over Nurture. Oh wait, tomorrow we're gonna go over scripting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Next week
I
on
was just teeing
methodology
you up
we're
to
gonna go
talk
over.
so that I'm not doing all the talking. But yeah,
Yeah,
tomorrow we're going to go
no.
over the scripts.
Tomorrow we're gonna be going over more scripting with Wally, but the next methodology we'll go with Nurture. So tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, tune in for Mr. Wally Bressler, and he's going to continue to go over the scripts that we've shared with you guys, and it'll be good. It'll be me, Tabitha, and Wally.
Yeah, what to do with these people once they fill out that form, how to talk to them in a way that's relevant, adding value, not banging them over the head with just trying to get a sale. We always talk about what's in it for them, trying to talk to them about benefits of their situation, what they're trying to accomplish. They know what you're trying to accomplish, trying to get a sale, right? So
Yeah, and scripting, I mean, you're going to have to sharpen your axe every once in a while. It's a perishable skill, so you might as well keep top of your game so you can keep top of their mind. So
absolutely.
right
All
on.
right. Appreciate it, everybody.
All right, thanks. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
See you.